my 5th time making a year wrap-up video. At this point, I look forward to making this video all year. Literally, like, things will happen throughout the year and I'm like, I can't wait to talk about this in the video. Doing this has totally helped me shape the events in my life and put them into chapters. The first few times I made this video, it was coming from a place of feeling very frustrated with myself. I was a junior in high school the first time I made one of these. Now I'm a senior in college. And I started 2018 ready to work hard. Because a lot of times when I make these videos, it's like, oh my god, I went to this place and I met this person. And they were all things that I was very excited about. But my goal for 2018 was to sit still, live in Chicago, and let myself be where I was, basically. To work on projects and do as much as I could in Chicago while I was living there for 1 more year. Right now, as I'm filming this at the end of December, I've just moved out of my Chicago apartment. Things are gonna be so different starting in January. There's a lot to say about that, but first, I cannot wait to go back and talk about 2018. I started 2018 feeling very inspired and wanting to act more. And I was learning a lot, and even though I wasn't majoring in theater in school, I really wanted to get back into it in a much more serious way. In February, I auditioned for this show called Wolves and had the opportunity to work on this show until mid-April. I had no idea when I auditioned what I was getting myself into, but working on Wolves was such an intense experience. It was the first time in a while that I was in a room and I knew that I absolutely was supposed to be there. I loved working with a small cast. I loved working on a story that was queer and bloody and intense. I also got to play guitar in the show and sing, so I'm forever grateful to the director, Matt Messino. I would say there were about 3 huge takeaways from 2018. Wolves was one of them for sure. The biggest thing, I guess, that happened this year. In March, I wrote a short film called The Right Way. So I applied through my school to direct this story as one of the advanced projects, and I found out in April that I was chosen as one of the 8 people who would get to direct their project, basically. So I spent the whole summer revising the script, fine-tuning the story, and by September I was working with a team of people, going through the casting process, finding locations, and I am so insanely proud of the collaboration, so proud of the final product. Right now I'm taking a little bit of time away from it, but come January I will be diving right back into it, working on sound and coloring, and hopefully sending it off to some festivals in 2019. This is not like one of those that I'll post here, unfortunately, but you know, we'll see what comes of it in the next year or 2. There were so many people involved in this production that I am beyond grateful for. Watching people take on this story that started as something so personal to me and bring it to life. I just have never been part of anything like it. I learned so much this year about the relationship between director and actor, being on both sides of it, 2 very different, very intense projects, both very queer. I look back on that experience and all of the ups and downs that happened in pre-production, and I just cannot believe that it happened, that we were on set those days in early November. I have so many incredible people from that team to thank. If there's one thing I can say about this film, it's that it's going to be made.
That's one way to put it.
It's a step further from where we were before. Something that continued to change my life this year was running. Living in Chicago this year, I was running outside basically the whole year. I only ran 1 race, one 10K in June. So it's something that has like become absolutely necessary for me, like mentally and physically. So I'm gonna miss running in Chicago. It was already getting cold, it was already getting a little bit sketchy. Being physically active this year ended up being so important to me as a stress relief, as like alone time. Only injured myself like twice. There was a point in like August, September where I was like waking up at 5 a.m. I don't know what came over me this year. Something from 2018 that I am insanely excited about that's carrying over into 2019 is this little project I've been working on with my friends Sarah and Colton called This Past Year. I had the idea that leaving the Midwest, leaving this place that I've lived my whole life where we can see the seasons change month to month and season by season, I wanted to film a project that took place in one location and where we shot once a month. So back in August, we started shaping this story, and we shoot once a month at this park bench, and we have shot September, October, November, December, and January. And we're gonna continue it and hopefully be able to put it up here sometime in 2019. So working on this project little by little has just been an excellent reminder through all of the stress of those other big things and, you know, like being a senior in college, that this is indeed fun and it's about the storytelling and it's about like what we wanted to do. It's gotten very cold. We're here at auditions for Caleb. We just walked up 5 flights of stairs.
So fancy.
I basically went through my junior year of college through the summer. I've decided to graduate a year early. So this coming May in 2019, I will be graduating. Back in the spring, I applied for a program through my school that is a semester in LA. I found out back in March that that's what I'll be doing this coming semester. I'll be interning at a production company that I'm really excited about, and I'll also be taking classes and, you know, living in LA. But moving out of my Chicago apartment that I moved into last August in 2017 with my friend Madison, it was a really emotional time. I mean, I have gotten to this point where it's like I'm leaving 2018 with a real sense of grounding, like creatively, with my friends, with people I'm working with. Things were just really starting to make sense. Starting 2019, that's being completely flipped around. New city, a new job, new classes, and then graduating. So then I'll be like right into post-grad life. So as excited as I am to be going to LA, all of the change, you know, I love change, still really emotional that that time living in Chicago is over. It just felt like a really good year where things were making sense. You know, not all the time. There were some heartbreaking moments, but at the end of the day, it was very sad to leave. I went back to the Women's March in Chicago this year, which is always such an uplifting and important event. Chicago Pride was incredible this year. I had to miss Pride last year, so going back with my friends Madison and Shayna was so much fun. Did get to see Lorde back in March with Jenna, and then my cousin came into town and we went to see Taylor Swift on her Reputation Stadium tour, which was pretty amazing. Went to see the Indigo Girls with my good friend Izza. I officially left my teens this year. I am 20 years old. 2019 will be the true start of my early 20s. I got to spend some good time with my family this year. We took a little trip to Galena, Illinois. Back in March, I visited some family in Atlanta. I also spent my spring break revisiting New York 9 months or so after my summer there. So it was great to see everyone again and go to the New York City Teen Author Fest. In November, I performed a set of original music at the Avondale Coffee Club, which is my first time playing original music for a crowd of people that was not like me playing at an open mic. So that was such a fun experience thanks to my friend Mo. Back in January, I got to witness the launch events for Zenith by Sasha Aldberg and Lindsay Cummings. I was so proud to be there and experience that with them when they launched in Chicago, and then to moderate their event in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at Boswell Book Company.
What were you thinking when you decided that was the shirt for tonight?
I was thinking I have these socks and
God.
they match the shirt. Star is Born came out this year. What are we going to do? My friend Chris and I went to so many different Chicago bookstores and documented the journey. It all happened in one day. That video's up. I'll leave the link at the end of this video. Where this year inevitably faltered for me was that I did not get to do as much writing as I would have liked to. It's time for me to put it out there and discipline myself again. And then in 2018, I did not get to spend as much time on YouTube as I would have liked to. I really want to spend this time around the holidays and at the beginning of 2019 re-evaluating where to take this channel. I really would like to take this channel in a much more specific direction, because what I want to do is like still very much in line with, I think, the heart of what I'm doing, but it's just not really coming across directly in the videos that I've been making. And so that often results in me just like not making videos at all. And I don't want to do that anymore. But I really would like to find a way in 2019 to reshape this channel in a direction that makes sense and that I'm happy with and that hopefully you're happy with. I have my own ideas about what that could look like, but I really am open to feedback and I'm gonna spend some time thinking about that. So you may not hear from me on this channel for a minute. So those are two of my big goals moving forward in 2019. I would love to hear what yours are and how you feel about 2018. It's weird to say because this was like the most different year of my life. 2017 felt like so many endings, and 2018 just feels very complete on its own to me. I really feel like I've changed as a person more than ever this year. I feel like I sound differently to myself. My face is different, I think. I don't know. The end of the year, I think, is always a great time to look back and acknowledge what you did accomplish, because on a day-to-day basis, it's very hard to be proud of yourself. And I think that's important. You know, I think entering a new year, if you want to write that project, if you want to go to that class, either way, I know that you have something to be proud of this year. So shut the fuck up. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tiernan. Happy New Year. Have a good one.